Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're talking about some time period stuff. Before we jump into chapter 6 and get into the real tribulation stuff, we're going to talk about time periods. So I know, in an earlier video I said that I wasn't really sure about the time period and how long this was going to take place. Now, a lot of people believe that it's going to be a 7-year time span, but I didn't really know. I didn't really have any biblical support with that, but now we do. So we can look into Daniel chapter 9 for that. And it's going to talk about the stuff that happens right after they're let loose from King Cyrus, and what's going to happen all the way up to Jesus. And there's one little bit that they say about the end times. So they use this word sevens. It's just translated as sevens. It is used as just 7 of something. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years. And this time, we're going to use them as years. So it says in verse 25, "Know and understand this, from the time the word goes out to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the Anointed One." So once they're released from Persia, they're going to have to go back to Jerusalem and rebuild it. "The ruler comes, and there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. It will be rebuilt in the street with streets and a trench, but in times of trouble. After the 62 sevens, the Anointed One will be put to death and will have nothing." So we're thinking 7 7-year periods and 62 7-year periods. So we have 49 years of something, and then right after it, a lot more years of something. I don't know what 62 times 7 is, but after they were released from the Persian rule, it took 49 years to rebuild the temple and all of Jerusalem. And then it took that 62 7-year time periods until Jesus. It's pretty interesting. But then we can go on and say it says the end will come like a flood. War will continue until the end, and desolations have been decreed. He will confirm a covenant with many for 1 7, so 1 7-year period. And in the middle of that 7-year period, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering, and at the temple he will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on him. So there's just 7-year period, and we're not really given much description as to what happens in the first half of that time period. But since we know there's this abomination that causes desolation starting right in the middle of the 7-year period, 3.5 years in, we can assume that the first 3.5 years may not be that different. And chapter 6 tomorrow is going to tell us a lot more. And so the middle is a great turning point where all the bad stuff and all the true wrath and judgment will come out onto man. And the funny thing is that all that horrible wrath and judgment described in the book of Revelation is nothing compared to the eternal death. It's just nothing. You're going to find some of the worst ways imaginable to die in the end of your Bible. But it's not going to be comparable to what will happen if you are not saved. So get good with Jesus. Do it today. What are you waiting for? It might be too late. Love you guys. Peace.